welcome to a special episode of Monstrosities. Does my voice sound familiar? Of course it does. I'm Oscar Alonso. You might know me, but such podcasts as Shattercast Uncut, Hail, Hasbro, and other things as Transformers Peacetime, Big Dumb Toy Review, and occasionally commenting on this sumbitch's channel, Monstrosities. And we are here in beautiful Orlando, Florida at 5905 Kirkman Road for Power Rangerstop. Is that it? Yeah, that's where we're at.
Technically, you've been on the show before, but you were a picture.
Yeah, when I sent you that decade figure. Yeah. $90, but totally worth it to hear this guy over the phone going, oh, guys, thank you so much. Oh my God, dude.
I came down to Florida for a whole host of reasons to see you again, and also to go to this convention, Rangerstop, which is Florida's Power Ranger convention. And we got tickets very graciously from my buddy John of Toy Bounty Hunters. He's like, you know, the only thing I want you to do is make a video, be honest about your experience, and ta-da! Here we are. You're not even a Power Rangers fan at all, are you?
No, they started when I was in high school, so it wasn't like I was a kid. I was like 16, I think, when the first episode of Power Rangers I saw was when they were introducing the Green Ranger. Of course, the was written for kids, so the was far from Shakespearean. It was still better writing than the G1 Transformers cartoon. I went there, but...
You excited, Oscar?
Yes.
We get there, and first people we met up with were some of our old Utopia buddies.
Do we know you? You got your... Obviously, we all know that Decade's the better writer.
Oh, you're gonna start that again, huh? I see how it is.
Say something easier on Monstrosities.
Look, you change.
We say hi to all these people, but not Mr. What, 100,000 subscribers plus?
Man.
Okay, I'm sorry, 50K.
It's okay because when I set up my booth, no one's there.
You all official with your Rangerstop pass.
Number 38 out of 50.
I will totally treasure this forever, like my wedding.
But we're sitting there going through and looking at toys, and then all of a sudden, at least from my recollection, I hear, no! Excuse me.
Yeah.
And we turn around and this guy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
We're getting this on camera, folks. I got a guy just randomly getting on his knees saying, "I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy." What is going on here, good sir?
What's going on if I'm standing in front of the great Apollo V Hack, aka Reviewer 1?
This kid was actually pretty nice, but he had been watching since the old, Saga days.
Yeah.
I got this bad boy here.
What's
the
that?
Meteor Galaxy. I actually got the Switch.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, really?
Yes, I got this bad boy.
What is that from?
The 8th Caliber from Kamen Shiba.
Favorite Power Ranger series, your favorite Kamen Rider, all that fun stuff.
My first was Dino Thunder. Or I remember watching Dino Thunder back in the day, and the favorite Ranger from the team, the White Ranger. Or, to hell with Tommy. And my favorite Kamen Rider, either O's or Guy.
What was
my
your guy?
first was actually Decade. Yeah, my first episode of Decade ever was actually the Decade Inc. crossover.
Decade's my favorite. Decade's awesome.
The merch area was kind of cool. Like all the attendees, the actors and actresses, every single one of them seemed approachable. Like there didn't seem anybody, at least from our distance, that was very standoffish or anything.
Still got a crush on the Black Ranger, the Yellow Ranger, I mean, Black Ranger, that would be weird.
He does have a crush on Walter Jones.
Yeah. Walter, Jones.
Have a purchase in the making here?
No, it's got some sort of stain. I'm not comfortable with it. I probably need hand sanitizer. That's all the knee articulation I got?
Yeah, that's all.
It's not much of a freaking pose, you know? Damn it.
You ever bring a Transformer fan to a Power Ranger convention?
A lot of that stuff was cool, like the Shogun Megazord, I like that.
Shogun Megazord was cool. And you
Totally
I think that was
blind
the
about that.
only one that we saw there, because I didn't see any else.
No, and we couldn't touch it, and I wanted to mess with it because I'm going to start eBaying it, because that needs to go on my show. And then I got to see Titanus for the first time, like in real life. I've never seen him before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that bro.
Yeah, no, I know. I just didn't know that you had never seen
Never
him
seen him before in real life. I've seen the toy photos, but never in real life. And I'm just like, what's he do? And you're like, that guy flips into this guy, and then they flip together, and they jump into that guy, and it's like Gun City.
Dude,
and it's like, I must have that.
we walked around this merch area and didn't pick up a damn thing. I don't know. There was nothing that was like jumping out at me, like hey, buy me now, buy me now.
The best one was when I was telling you, I went to this booth and this guy had sold like on my living room wall. I'll have him film, and I got that photo of the Justice League there.
Yeah.
And what they've been doing nowadays is making these kick-ass frames from classic comic book covers. So there's this classic issue. The Batman, I forget what number Batman it was, but it's when Dennis O'Neil took over the book. So the owner of the booth that was selling all those, he's like, "Oh, dude, you can come on by. That's cool, bro." I'm like, "All right, cool." I walk over and he's like, "Yeah, if you just try to steal anything, I'm gonna kick you in the jugular." And I'm just like, "How are you gonna do that? You're like 5 feet tall." And I turned around and walked away. And he's like, "Oh, dude, I was kidding." And I'm just like, "No, by then it's too late. There's some you don't say to people at your booth." And that's one of them.
Cosplay was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Just all the different Rangers.
Those two guys in particular were f***ing sweet though, because that was like homemade. My man had the mouthpiece taken off like it's supposed to be, like underneath the helmet for the original Kamen Rider.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's like he clipped that off and then he took the helmet
Oh
off.
wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I was actually, and I even I watched Kamen Rider, the few Kamen Rider watches because of him, but I watched that and I was just like, oh my god, that's how it's supposed to be.
I didn't even see that.
So yeah.
That's
So like they had a lot of work. The friend of yours, Dustin, the guy who had the one with the S, who's that?
Stronger.
Okay, so Kamen Rider Stronger, like, just knocked it out. And they were taking photos with kids, which is cool. And they had amazing costumes, and his lady friend had one too.
She was Tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like she looked good in her outfit, and then there were of course the other Power Ranger cosplayers.
There's this one Zordon cosplayer. Great costume. I mean, it's kind of funny.
It is.
You know.
But
oh my god, like every 5 seconds you would try to turn the corner and this guy is there and he has 50 people around him taking pictures and his costume's pretty big and bulky, and keep in mind these are pretty narrow walkways.
It was almost like the guy with the Violator costume on a wheelchair. But those two guys in the same aisle like caused traffic jams.
Yeah, that's really has nothing to do with the people that are running the con or anything like that, but it's just again the traffic jams. It's just kind of like, yeah, all right.
You said you were a fan of TJ Omega.
I am a fan of
the
TJ
Fabio of Florida.
Yes, I am a fan of him.
Any messages for the long-haired one? I'll be seeing him later to kick his butt.
You rock, TJ. Rock on. It's my catchphrase.
And also shout out to TJ Omega because I was PMing him to get the mileage.
Oh yeah.
And he turns out he's like 3.5 hours away from me. So I'm like, road trip, I'm coming to your house. And he's just like, oh dear Lord.
Makes me wonder if Tyler's just going to appear right now as something, fly across the screen as some weird fairy or crocodile or what do you think Tyler should walk across the screen as? Quick.
His head on this body.
Alright, so give us the rundown of what you got.
Alright, well, what I've got on my person right now, got the Morphin Blaster from Pokemon Sentai Go Busters. The reason why I got it? Right there.
Hey, I get it! You're the shades and
Yeah.
has...
So I got the Skull Magnum.
Awesome.
With the memory. And I got my Double Driver with the Extreme Memory. Anyone who knows me knows I did a crossover with TJ Omega, the long-haired one as we mentioned before. And in that video, we use this.
What is that exactly?
This is the Shades memory.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's only custom labeled, but still. I have my own memory.
It's pretty awesome.
What have you got?
Hey, I destroyed the reviewerverse, so I mean...
Yeah, there is that.
Matty J, you enjoying yourself?
Sure, I am enjoying myself, man. I'm on Monstrosities and I'm like...
Yeah, you are on Monstrosities now.
I went here last year and I actually wearing the Astromorpher that I picked up here.
Oh, nice.
I picked up 2 of these. One is the Maji Mother phone, and I have the other one upstairs, which is the Maji phone.
Oh, nice.
On one of the booths. Both of them for about $75.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man himself, Jonathan of Toy Bounty Hunters. That's all you got for me? You're on Monstrosities and this is all you got?
3 hours of sleep, man. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm on Monstrosities.
My buddy John was cool. I'm telling you right now, that guy's a businessman, A, from his handshake, B, when you ask him how things going, he's like, yeah, Saturday we got things more under control. It's just like,
let's talk about John for a second, because John's somebody who I haven't talked about at all, really, on this show. John found me just, I think, randomly, if I'm remembering right, through Monstrosities.
Right.
But then I found out that he was friends with, like, John and Easy and all them, because they had come to Rangerstop the year previous. So we all knew the same people.
Right.
And, like, he was a fan of, like, the guys at RetroWare, who I used to work with, and
Right.
I got a lot of buddies over
Like
there.
Rue.
Yeah. And then we really just kind of, started bonding and stuff. And the dude is really just, he knows his stuff. He does his own documentaries like Henshin Time. He has all these other ones in the works that don't have to do with tokusatsu. He's doing another one about like a really obscure 80s cartoon, another one about a really obscure like 80s video game company that's going to be helped like put out by Retroware, and then he's helping like with all this stuff at the con. And you're right, the dude is just totally on his game.
I guess another thing about the Sixth Heroes is that Sentai really didn't start having an additional ranger in the core team until Masked Man was the first one technically, but then they started regularly doing it G-Ranger onward.
But we went to the I forget what it's
Intro
called.
to Super Sentai panel. I'm not even a fan, and I remember.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, the hosts were pretty lively, and I've gone to enough of these to be like, oh my god, like this is really bad. And I've been lucky. The past two I've gone to were really good. The one at Sabotin Con, which I've talked about on here, and this one. And Oscar got to kind of be involved. His chronomorpher saved the day.
He provided us with a working American chronomorpher. Okay, so the difference is, like patterns.
They were comparing the morphers, the Japanese one and the American one.
Which was nothing more than a great example of when something awesome from Japan is shipped to the United States, it's dumbed down.
Yeah. Oh, that.
That was a gift.
I learned something.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Somebody said, hey, do you have any more questions and or any statements to say? And Oscar's like, this is my first con. And then, this thing happened.
Yeah.
And he won himself a prize.
Score. It was so embarrassing because you were like, who is that? I'm like, I don't know. And then like the guy sitting in front of me was like, that's Ghost High Red. And I was just like, okay, owned. But no, it's a cool remembrance, man. And those people were nice. I even took a photo with them, which is going on my Facebook.
I saw a total change of attitude just going into that panel, because like you were kind of like, yeah, it's all right, let's give it a shot. But by the end of that, you're like, you know what, dude, I actually really enjoyed that. Like,
yeah,
that was a really good time.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Rangerstop, friggin' awesome. Great con altogether. Great merch. Great guests.
John and his buddies put that together. They executed it wonderfully.
Once again, want to thank Jonathan for inviting me and giving us, a press pass to be able to attend to this thing.
Free admittance, man.
Yeah.
So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to his channel. Check out my channel, Oscar NJBoy, OSCAR NJBOY. Be sure to check out my favorite Transformers podcast, and it's your favorite podcast, the one, the only Shattercast Uncut, hosted by, it was hosted by yours truly, but again, the lovely cast that is on there. Shout out to, of course, T2RX6 Justin, who's given me a phenomenal amount of fucking love. Great guy. Greg for Mercy, Matthew Deluxe Baldwin, up-and-coming Transformer reviewers. If you like Bob Ross and you like Transformer reviewers, you need to look at him because he's the next Bob Ross, and he's a straight up golly good guy. And of course, Greg for Mercy, my favorite internet troll. That's for you, baby. Bobby Skullface, as well as Lenny, and my favorite attorney and yours, the one and only Mr. Robert D, coming out of Brooklyn. Yeah, check them out, and of course, subscribe to my stuff because I need subscribers and views. I do shows like Big Dumb Toy Review, the most hated Transformer review show on the internet. This is how I close out. This is how I used to close out every episode of Shadowcast, thanks to this one here. For the sake of Primus, please collect responsibly and be good to yourselves and each other.
Wait, you took that line?
Yeah, from you. Yeah, because you say for Godzilla's sake, please collect responsibly. I just say for Primus' sake. Primus is the god of Transformers. Don't hate. I acknowledge it on the podcast every episode. I say it.
Do you?
Yeah, I say I stole it from my friend Matt Burkett, who does Monstrosities.
I love you again. And with that said, for Zordon's sake, keep watching more Tokusatsu for the good of mankind and Oscar.
Please collect responsibly, okay? It's really weird if you max out your credit cards and toys and you're 35 and married, like me.
I didn't max out my cards though.
That's the only untrue statement that
I did not max out my credit cards. Plenty of space on them.
Whatever, just
say your tagline.
Do what's out of here.
Say your tagline.
I just said it.
No, do it so I can steal it again. I mean, borrow it and parody it. You can't sue us. We have a lawyer.
I'm Matt.
I'm Oscar NJBoy.
Here to remind you to please collect responsibly, and don't max out your credit cards buying Transformers. Max out your credit cards buying doopity doopers.
Hail Hasbro, right, Piggy? Hail Hasbro.
awesome. Dude, that was sick. Good job, man.